CamsTV
come in and think they just, they got it all together and they're going to duplicate some shit. And they can't even run their own example. The questions that my son is asking you is the questions that I ask him. How you going to... And I can say this because I'm the person who, if Blue run off or he go to jail, God forbid, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. But if he's not around and the things don't go your way, I'm the motherfucker you got to call. I am that you gonna have to call. So why? I got more common sense than that. My daughter's grandparents chose the other baby mama, and that's fine because she ain't doing shit. She done been married a humpteen times too. She ain't do shit different than I did, okay? Literally. Except for she married that lady's son, but before she married the lady's son, I was just a pregnant lady that everybody forgot about. You and your baby, you doomed. Well, all of that, okay? And so I feel bad for the people that go through those situations. That's why I'm attached to Rila. There was absolutely no way somebody was going to do that to me and then I was going to turn around and do that to somebody else. So I get it that my son is a little bitter that I was not at the baby shower to support him and the baby mama that he that's willing to have probably all 4 or 5 kids. But so you think, because Rila said she would have 2 or 3 more too. So if you want a lot of kids and these people are signing up to be your baby moms, you need to be kind to them. You need to be respectful to them. But I appreciate you being honest to them. I appreciate you telling them all, hey, my got in the hand and got out of the way, and I don't really like none of y'all. That's what you need to say. And you need to keep saying that. And they need to keep respecting that. Because obviously they trying to get put on, and I don't think it's a good way to have a kid. Now, if it happens and you get pregnant and you done already had 6 abortions, I mean, I don't believe in abortions, but what the f***, you done already had 6. I don't believe in bringing children into the world for vengeance. I never, ever use one of my kids as a weapon. Ever once did I ever use them as a weapon. If somebody wanted to see them, if somebody wanted to hang out with them, I did never, ever get in the way of that. And I had to send my daughter over there with a woman that didn't like me either. And I still had to trust God, trust that he was going to have everything under control. And he did. Because the minute that lady overstepped her boundaries, that she around and found out that my baby daddy, her husband, was not going to play no games about his kids. So the minute she put her hands on my daughter, thank God it was... He put his hands on her, and that was the end of the relationship. So I'm just saying that Jonathan has not met any woman, any of these women. And I was for sure Jaden could have definitely been an open-minded mom to all of them. But things change, time change, people change. And I get it. You start feeling the way, you start saying that, these is coming up, I'm not coming up. So you want to come up, hey, that's your choice. That's your life. Live your life the way you want to live your life, but understand that that's not going to change the people that are around you. So, and I give Jaden good advice. She took her friend's advice, and I'm finding out just recently, which is why I'm not really interested in doing the interview with her friend anymore, that her friend is the one who talked her into doing the Bravo thing. I'm just thinking that this lady is over here trying to be her good friend and try to lead her in the right way. And so I think that they should be friends. But for you to be a friend and talk your other friend into doing something so damning and so vicious, I don't even know what to say. So when Jaden told me that, I backed off on the interview with Quincy, and there's no, sit down needed. There's really nothing necessary. Like, you are the reason she's in this situation. So I can see why she's saying she gonna drag you in, on the internet if you open your mouth. So I'm like, you know what? It's not even, if that's where it's at and that's what it is, then let me just mind my own business and let them not be friends. Neither one of them have any friends anymore. And that hurts me so badly that none of them have any friends anymore. But they still have their siblings. Your siblings are always forever. So, moving on to what I felt about the aftermath after the baby shower. Baby shower, like I said, was gorgeous. It was gorgeously advertised. It was beautiful. It was empty. It was soulless. There was no warmth there. It was all just, and it's and it's sad. You can still do content, really good content, open and transparent content without, I mean, an aunt, maybe an uncle, maybe somebody there to represent her. It was just her walking around with her mom, who she has quote unquote said, my mom is only here for the clout. That's what she told me. And I'm pretty sure maybe my son probably told her that too, but we found out that wasn't true. And I post my proof every single solitary day. And she could be lying on her mom too. She could have just been looking for some sympathy, and maybe she wanted, to use Chrisean's whole life story. Her life story. And I don't know why these people want to have such a horrible life, just to have a story. There's horrible things to happen to everybody, but to say, I hope she's not lying. I hope she's telling the truth. She said her mom didn't want to help her with her other son. It's just been her, and that's why she's in the shelter. And there's nothing wrong with going to the shelter on a mission and a plan. So I understand if she went to the shelter trying to get on and get the free. We all know the game. We all know the hustle. We all know the game. I don't know about staying in no shelter for no 2 months, no 30 days. I think they give you the after like 2 weeks. But if you had to go there because you moved to California, that's a choice that you chose to make for your son. That's what it is. I had family. I didn't have to go that route. So getting back to the aftermath, as you can see, I really try hard to find it, because there's been likable moments with all of them. There's been likable moments for Nevaeh where I thought, my best friend is an Aries, and I'm not saying that to say that matters. There's likable moments. She just doesn't represent the Aries. They're bubbly, they're happy, they're friendly, they're always laughing, they're always a good time. And I've never really seen any of them that say that they do witchcraft or support witchcraft, or they're, demons and warlocks. Like, that's a complete and total turnoff for any mother. It's a complete and total turnoff for another mother to want to bring her children and incorporate your values and your character to their children. Jaden, I don't even know that I would tell Jaden if it was Chrisean, because, I get it. Sometimes I'll be walking in my flesh, and then I'll be like, Lord, forgive me. And I understand Chrisean. I just feel like she reminds me a lot of my son, Andre. There's been so much hurt and so much pain and PTSD and trauma that if she don't go get that worked out, and I'm really trying to be open about how I feel about everybody in my heart. I'm not making usually I'll tell a joke and it's kiki, but it's starting to get a little serious, and I'm starting to see that this is really about to be like their way of life. And we don't want to see nobody else in jail. We don't want to see nobody else's kids without their father. If somebody needs help, they need to be the first adult, mature person to get the help that they need. We shouldn't have to tell you to go get help. We shouldn't have to tell you that. And in all honesty, she could do open sessions a couple times a week and sell a story, and we will buy it from the beginning. She thinks she told her story. When I wrote my book, baby, it opened wounds and it opened places and doors that the book is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay? The book is doing what it's supposed to do. So go get your copy. It's important to know how to try and find healing in yourself. Jumping from one man to the next man, I did that. I took a period where I just didn't do nobody but my kids, and I forgot about the world, and I forgot about everything else. And that was how I did my healing journey. So until she either goes to talk to somebody, because Chrisean's level of pain, anger, desire to be loved, and it's not her fault. All of those things, unfortunately, is not her fault. Now, Nevaeh says she got a stepdaddy that she rocking with, this, that, he that. Okay, you had that. We're not giving you that. Okay, you said you had everything you needed. Your stepdaddy, you had two daddies and a mama. We're not giving you that. Okay, you need to walk around here like you got some sense and some respect for yourself and some respect for me, because your son is going to bring home trash one day too. All the mothers on my Instagram are in my DMs telling me about their trash stories. As a matter of fact, I might even start a Jerry Springer or a Ricky Lake show about it and pull everybody on there so they can tell their stories, because there's some stories out there. There's some mamas out there that are going through this shit, and y'all gonna go through this with y'all sons one day too. Because Pretty Ricky over there, or Pretty Superior over there, gonna bring one of them trash bags home, at you, calling you, knocking you, touching you, and doing too much, getting drunk around you, and just being. I just could not imagine my daughter ever going around anyone acting this way, family, and acting this this way. Go to somebody's mother's house, young ladies. Just because we let you and pop off and do your shit and act like you grown and all this, and we looking at you knowing you're uncooked, you're not ready, you have no ambitions, no desires, but to be somebody's baby mama and hope they put you on it's relentlessly disgusting. And just because we don't say anything doesn't mean that we don't feel bad for you, that we don't feel sorry for you, that I don't even look at my son and question, like, but if the is free, what do you expect? You don't see his sister out here with this rapper and that rapper. She might be on the phone cupcaking to jail to get her rocks off, just so her name don't got to be splattered all over Los Angeles. You don't see them talk. I'm pretty sure all of them same rappers is in Jaden's DM, they in Callie's DM. They was showing me when they first got famous, all these different athletes and all this different stuff. But because they know the value of their name, you don't got to get it put on like that. You didn't have to just jump over there with a baby and go crazy. And I'm going to be like Chrisean and sell Chrisean's story and make it my story. And that's how I'm going to come up. And because everybody could see that it's fake. Everybody could see that, yes, what she went through, she's lucky to have made it. She's lucky to have made it this far. And I'm not saying that her sisters or anybody didn't step in and help her, but everybody knows without both your parents, let alone not two parents, you really are you are empty soul. You are so empty, and she's just trying to fill her cup with whatever she can find. And it took me a long time to accept that, because my mom is also a drug addict, was a drug addict. My mom got delivered, got clean. I was grown though, all the way outside. But I understand the want and the need that she has, because all my friends have good moms. Yes, I have an amazing dad. My dad ain't missed a beat, but it's nothing like being able to call your mom on the phone and tell her some stuff and get some good advice and, trusting, loving advice. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like when you get in a jam, instead of going to the shelter, you call your mom, or your car break down and your mom give her your whole car. You know what I mean? Like, some of the stuff, it don't even make sense to some of the stuff that Callie puts me through, because every single car she's had, I might have drove it a month and then I give it to her. And she's a spoiled brat. She's definitely a spoiled brat her whole life. But that's a whole nother spoiled brat conversation. We talking about trauma right now. And so if she don't have neither one of those parents to give her any of that, I know that my son probably really feels sorry for her, because they've seen me cry, they've seen me hurt, they've seen me go through a lot of to get them where they are. They've seen me put them first. They've seen me be last. They've seen me go to sleep hungry. And for her not to have any of that and just be searching all around this world for it, if she just focused on her child, no matter what type of disability he got going on, no matter what it is, if she just focused on her baby, all of those holes is going to be filled. Because my children, for me, filled those holes for me. So, and it don't matter that he can't do what the other 3-year-olds do. He should be competing with the people on his level right now. If I had a 3-year-old disabled child, he would be competing with 3-year-old disabled children. Okay, we would still be, they got little stuff and little clubs and little programs. You just have to reach out and do your due diligence and focus on what you have. Focus on what your blessing is. Okay? So the minute that you do that, I can see that he's filling some of those holes, but you're just leaving yourself wide open for people to mistreat you and use you and abuse you, because you also use and mistreat some people too. You've done a lot, and I'm not just giving you no full excuse for what you did, for what you've been through, because I understand, but some of the stuff that you're doing, case in point, yes, when the girl came at you last night, you let your coaches down. You let your family down. You let me down. You let your son down. Yes, we know you can mollywop a hoe. We already know that. Because I'm not going to carry this for no whole 2-3 years while y'all go back and take time and sit y'all down in the jail and get 3 meals and hots in a cot. No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm not doing that. I'm getting ready to enjoy my old age. I'm getting ready to retire. I'm getting ready to focus on doing movies, producing them and directing them and living my dreams out. I'm not getting ready to carry the circus while you and Blue and take care of the kids again while y'all take time off. No, ma'am, no ham. So y'all need to start making the type of decisions You guys got it. You got you got it. You guys are working together. You're figuring it out. Keep working. Stop trying to get on here and make them see something that we don't want to see. That we already saw that. Let us build up for the fights. You and John go down together and get the baby the help that he needs together. Do the counseling together. Take the baby to the physical therapy. We'll watch that. We'll pay for that. Will we not, guys? Let me sub up if y'all agree. If we'll watch them change the baby's life and put him in some disabled competitions. There we go. And put him in some swim lessons and swim competitions. And John, you have an open field. You got 4 baby mamas all willing to work with you. You could literally get on here, and I'm gonna give y'all the gift of gab right now because I can see that y'all don't have a fucking clue. We would watch you go and spend time at each baby mama's house without sleeping with these baby mamas, because you can't sleep with these baby mamas and still be co-parent fairly amongst all 4 of them. Now, can you go over there and play daddy? Absolutely. What's his name does it? What's his name? Cam Newton and Nick Cannon. Absolutely. And then the one that's the maturest, you might be able to dibble and dabble. I mean, those at this point, you got 4 concubines, and we would love to watch you go to each different house and do something productive with and for all of your children. And your numbers would skyrocket. And they wouldn't be the of the earth that's supporting you. They would love to sub up and donate, to this baby mama and to that baby mama, and still watch all of the content. Javon, it should be playing basketball or football right now. Journey's getting ready to be doing tap ballet, and then Reela's getting ready to have her baby, and you can pull up with us and have the baby, and you can have Nevaeh's baby and still help with Superior, and we would still watch that. And what would we call that? We would call that proud dad. And for the moms who can't be respectful and responsible during their times or your times with your other children, hey, scratch them off and get your visitation. Okay? And that's what you need to do. And that's what people want to see. You're almost 30 years old. The last thing we want to see is a 30-year-old man and a manly woman outside in the streets getting attacked by people who don't even have money or fame, and they're making it off of y'all for free for y'all to get one night of free clicks. You write music, write a song called Baby Mamas and put all 4 baby mamas on that bitch. Let everybody eat, open all the doors so everybody can do what they want to do. And then you go find you a wife when you're ready who's okay with all of these different children and helping you raise all of these kids and get your vegetation in your house. But these 4 women they're not your wife. They're never going to be your wife. They're never ever going to be anything other than what you've established already. Because once a woman is fed up, it ain't nothing you could do about it. And they all are playing with each other. They're not even playing with you. They're playing with each other. They don't want you. They want each other. And for me, I'll gladly take my 10% from everyone. I'll gladly take my 10%. And instead of them having to have 40 different lives, you figure out what their lives are, what their value is, who got what subs, and then you pay each baby mama out of the same pot, which is what 6 Out was originally created for. But I'm getting tired of trying to get everybody on board to do the right thing. And you still could have got out of the 6 Out pot what you're getting out of the Twitch, and you wouldn't have had to go jumping through all these hoops, because the proud subscribers to our family network are there and been there 4 years now, and they love more than just the drama and the fights. They appreciate the good, the bad times and the good times and the transparency. So, was it a great idea for Chrisean to come to the front door for the baby shower? Absolutely. Did you have the right woman inside the house to understand and respect the program of, and then to run off and think that those numbers are your numbers, and knowing that they're 50%. They're everybody's numbers. They're my numbers. They're Jaden's numbers. They're Chrisean's numbers. They're Blue's numbers. You had to know that putting Nevaeh on camera after Chrisean being at the house, and for you both to sit there and not give Chrisean the credit being brave enough, business-minded enough to pull up and run the numbers up for you like that is a total disrespect. And I can see why you sat in that back seat looking at that woman like she thought she was doing something when we all know she wasn't. We all know that could have been Jaden and it would have been the same thing, because it was the same thing when you got out of jail and they pulled up together. So shout out to the people that kept their hands to themselves, because that means that you learned something. Picking up and stuff is, I don't even understand that. Picking up before you know, nobody in that house was finna let nobody hurt no pregnant woman. I hope. Is there anything else that I'm leaving out? Because I don't see no comments in here. Did I touch on everything? I think I touched on everything. Nevaeh didn't belong at the club. No, she didn't. She looked like a goddamn fool sitting there in that white dress. Ain't changed clothes. Ain't washed her. He went to the club, the after party, after the birthday shower. Girl, you know how fast I would have went home and got in my bathtub and let that run around? You ain't fucking him anyway. He's scared. Your doctor told you the placenta was low and you don't be telling the truth, so he can't believe nothing that you say. If he asks me, I tell him, I don't believe nothing she say. She lie for no reason. I've never seen nobody lie on the internet. They know you gonna run it back. Then get on here and say, she talked about my son. I said that you needed to spend more time talking to your son because he was behind where he should be. And that worried me, being that we got a baby coming with you. That worried me. But then you went and you did exactly what I said. Put him in school. Get him situated. Get him a bedtime. You got mad at me because I tried to give you game to help you in your situation, and then twisted it around and tried to tell the people that I talked about your baby. Because you wanted to be like Chrisean and say, I talked about your baby. I never called your baby, and I never called her baby either. And Jonathan said your baby was going to be, and I rebuked that in the name of Jesus for you. But I didn't see you look at him and get mad, because if a would have told me the baby in my stomach was going to be, I would have been more mad at them than the mama. But you ain't mad at him because you think he finna put you on and do this. But when I put Rila on and she's on top of all of y'all, because she really got, I don't want to hear nobody crying about it, okay? Because all you had to do was be respectful for yourself and for your son. I didn't ask you anything wrong. I didn't try to sell none of your, I didn't tell you to get on the internet and call you no. I didn't do any of that to you. I didn't rip you of your dignity. You done sold your whole soul and your dignity on this. You got a nerve to be mad at me? Shame on you. Shame on you.
Water break.
That's good. Maybe. How do you feel about her talking about, because you wanted to be like Chrisean and say, I talked about your baby. I never called your baby, and I never called her baby either. And Jonathan said your baby was going to be, and I rebuked that in the name of Jesus for you. But I didn't see you look at him and get mad, because if a motherfucker would have told me the baby in my stomach was finna be retarded, I would have been more mad at them than the mama. But you ain't mad at him because you think he finna put you on and do this. But when I put Rila on and she's on top of all of y'all, because she really got, I don't want to hear nobody crying about it, okay? Because all you had to do was be respectful for yourself and for your son. I didn't ask you anything wrong. Was be respectful for yourself and for your son. I didn't ask you anything wrong. I didn't try to sell none of your coochie. I didn't tell you to get on the internet and call you no bitch ass. I didn't do any of that to you. I didn't rip you of your dignity. You done sold your whole soul and your dignity on this motherfucker, and you got a nerve to be mad at me? Shame on you. Shame on you.
Water break.
That's good. Maybe. How do you feel about her talking about Junior? I went back and I listened to what she said, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't hear her talk about him. I said she called the mother the baby disabler. And if you know me, you know I fuck with the truth. And if you can't refute the truth, then the truth is the truth. And I can't really be mad at the motherfucker that's speaking the truth. Y'all like to do that because y'all like to play favorites and fans and all of that shit. But I personally don't think like that. She said she called the lady a baby disabler. That's what the whole internet has called her. That's what we've seen. And until she show us some documents or some paperwork, because it's very well, it could have been like, oh, well, maybe their blood and DNA just didn't mix and that's what happened. I don't know. Nobody knows exactly what happened but her. But the fact that she don't come out and correct it or refute it or show nothing, what it is, that means that she's accepted and taken accountability and responsibility. So that's the only thing that I did hear her say. And I went to look for what she said about him. And that just goes back to the fact of not being embarrassed and accepting if you have a disabled child. If I had a disabled child and somebody said your child is disabled, I'm gonna sit on here and be mad at the person for telling me the obvious. Yeah, duh, he's disabled, and this is what my plan is. This is what my program is. This is what we do every day. But the mere fact that we see everything that's going on in your life, we see you stream for 24 hours, we damn near see you wash your ass. And you won't get on here and show us mothers who are hoping for the best for you and for him any type of I couldn't imagine, like, why don't you just share any of these women are going on here sharing whole doctor appointments and sonograms. They could get on here and say something about what's going on. Like I heard about the placenta and the low placenta and she don't need to have sex or lift up nothing heavy. I mean, that's just how open and transparent you guys are being. So why are you holding back the most valuable content that you have in the world to share with people who actually pay? Okay, I don't know why you guys keep trying to work the numbers. You got 4 million followers and you're homeless. That means that you're not working the numbers correctly. And if y'all wouldn't have been cussing me out and talking crazy to me, I would have helped y'all. Because when you see the outcome of somebody with respect and with enough respect for themselves and the family and the baby, you're going to wish you had listened and been respectful. You don't see Jaden going through, and me and Jaden have had our words. We've seen, our internet with how I feel, how you feel, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. But you don't see us you don't see us keeping no grudges when it comes to no kids. You don't see my grandbaby call me on the phone and her mom in the background and told her mama, take me to my grandmama right now. Now, could you imagine if she just said, no, we don't fuck with her no more? Could you imagine what that would do to my grandbaby? But y'all want to do stuff like that for kicks. Y'all want to do stuff like that for kicks. And I'll be honest with you. I will be totally honest with you. Unless we had a content agreement and I was in on it, your mother was goofy as hell for going to that baby shower and being a part of that bullshit. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody treated my daughter any way other than a queen, I don't give a fuck if she sold pussy on Figueroa Boulevard night and day and night. You not about to sit here and act like my daughter ain't nothing. And the fact that y'all both sat there through that shit, unless there's a content agreement. I mean, people get on baddies and get beat up all day, unless there's a content agreement for what you went through. You really need to reevaluate which grandmother you want to help out with your children. Okay? Now, I might not have been the best mother of the world, honey, but I'm striving to be the best grandmother there is. And there's absolutely no way that none of us would have sat through. We would have demanded some respect, at least during the baby shower. Now, if y'all want to get home and talk to each other crazy when y'all get home, that's fine. But you can fly me back right now. And if you want to come back with me, daughter, you can come too. Now, if you want to sit here and look like Boo Boo the Fool all night in this dumbass white dress that looked like a that was a hot mess. You need some help. All of that shit was a hot mess. I didn't like none of it. I didn't like the hair. I didn't like the makeup. I didn't like the dress. I didn't like the shoes. I didn't like the energy. I didn't like the people around you. I didn't like the fake smile. I didn't like the fake hugs. I didn't like the fake kisses. I didn't like none of the bullshit. And no, I didn't go. And I know my son probably was hurt that I didn't go, because there's nothing more that you want than for your mom to be a part of, the fucked up shit that you're doing. But you're not going to talk to me like that and then expect for me to go. And then you don't teach these women how to have no respect. And you think when you run off and leave them that I'm just going to take some crazy ass woman and her kids and help them out? No, sir. Girl, how fast. We had an agreement. It worked for us. We gained from it. We moved on. And that's what I do appreciate about Jonathan, is that he is treating people the way he knows he know that girl don't fuck with him, because ain't nobody that fuck with you finna sit there. She didn't even drop a motherfucking tear. That whole bullshit we watched, that motherfucker couldn't even fake a tear out her eye duct. Did y'all see one tear? All I saw was, motherfucker, I'm finna hurry up and get this shit so I can get my followers up, get my money up, get my stream up, and I'm gonna do you just how you. That's all I saw. And men know when you're doing that. Men know. He know you wasn't finna go over there and cry when he said, don't mess your makeup up. That motherfucker knew you wasn't finna drop a tear. Okay? And he know when Chrisean start crying, she crying about not having her mom and her dad love on her like everybody else, okay? He know. As soon as I start crying in the house trying to get them to sweep the floor or do the dishes, he know I'm crying about my mama. He know I'm crying about them bills. He know I'm in here faking trying to get them to sweep and mop and clean up this goddamn house. Ain't nobody dumb. Okay? He know your mama don't give a fuck neither. He know your mama sitting there with you, working with you to do that. It didn't give me, I didn't see any real, other than I'm pregnant by a goddamn pimp. That's all I got from it. And they were both emotionless. And if Chrisean was in Baltimore, that lady would have turned up. The only reason she ain't turned up is because the other woman was there. When a woman love you, it ain't about the other woman. It ain't about the other woman when a woman love you. If Chrisean was in Baltimore and he knew he was gonna go anywhere but with Chrisean. And I texted her and I told her, I said, don't trust nobody. Don't drink nothing. Don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm still looking out for my grandbaby. And I don't even like you like that. But don't drink nothing nobody. Don't drink nothing nobody hand you. You don't trust nobody. I try to tell you over there kikiing with motherfuckers. And like, girl, I try to tell you. Now, if I done went over there and got my ass whooped, why in the fuck is you not listening to what I'm telling you? I told her, keep your mouth shut. Get your bag. Do you. That's it. Take your money and go home. He know you don't fuck with him. Do you think you and Chrisean at the police department? At the police department. Her light and her triggers is just, they off the charts and they're not getting any better. And I hate that for her, because there's nothing more that I would love than to just meet her at the gate, take the baby and tell her to go ahead, come back next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you? Then to be wondering like who she done handed this baby off to now. You know? So she just want to be loved right. She can't be wanting to be loved right when she came in there knowing that she just destroyed Jaden's whole future. Tampered with kids. Like you it's hard to want. That's like me wanting to be happy with my husband and I took him from some other woman and now she's somewhere unhappy and miserable. It's just not, I would just never ever do that. I just couldn't. And the fact that you're okay with that and then you don't understand why the other person is hurt or mad is crazy. Like, she don't give Jaden no, you know what I'm saying? No, you just did. Now this lady that came along and she doing it to you, and now you got to go through it and you going back and forth with them. And somebody gonna do it to her. And meanwhile, Angela is just somewhere sipping on tea and keeping in contact and waiting on him to calm down and get his life together. Living her best life, living for her mom, living out her dreams, and still keeping in contact and still being a good person and not, you know what I'm saying? That's somebody that he could turn around one day and say, damn, you loved me. You loved me through it all. And nothing changed the way you treated me. You just moved yourself out the way like women do. Went and got your bag, went and got your bread, did your life, did your thing. And when they sit down and get old, Angela's probably going to be the one who end up with him. If she keep up with her looks and her body and her weight, she probably going to be the one to end up with him. Watch. But everybody will get what they want. Nevaeh wants an album deal. She wants to sing. She thinks she could sing. She thinks she's talented. She do. She told me that. She said if out of her own mouth, she said if he gave me what he gave, if he give me what he give Chrisean and Jaden, I will be so forever grateful and appreciative. She's so happy people want to take pictures with her and, you know, do all of that fame stuff. That part, I never really got into that part. I mean, maybe because I'm older, but really wants to be like Jaden and Chrisean. She wants to be famous, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't knock people who desire to be in front of the cameras. That's their nature. I desire to be in movies. That's the nature of the beast. Yeah, she sings. She sings. So she just waiting for her moment. I don't know how many kids she gonna get up in her before she realize that the moment is gonna go past you with all these kids. I don't know how they think. I'm gonna tell you what I would have did. I'm gonna tell you what I would have did if I was her. I would have definitely not had no baby. I would have definitely been running around with him.
Can you stay for a second?
The charger, yeah. Everybody needs a babysitter, right? Ashley don't need no babysitter. Angie don't need no babysitter. Everybody need a babysitter, right? Now he getting ready. He going all over here and all over there. The probation just ended. He about to be all over here and all over there, and y'all about to be somewhere babysitting. How you gonna get a career and do this and do all of that with new babies and babies? You got to be in the house, in the closet, whining and complaining. Now your mama was there last night, and so you had a babysitter for Superior. Because I hope you ain't just leaving them with anybody. You had a babysitter for Superior. And then you had the baby in your oven. And you were out with him having a good time, trying to have a good time. Now imagine if you were still, you know what I'm saying, with that one kid, keeping your mouth closed and getting your music. Who's getting ready to watch the baby? She thought she was securing the bag. You couldn't have thought that. That's what I mean about when I say I don't care what her mom say. She didn't graduate. She didn't graduate from Independence or whatever the hell her mama said. They lied. They made that shit up. You ain't graduated and got no high school diploma and thought. Because they teach you that. Don't they teach you that in high school?
What?
That the baby daddy ain't going to stay if you have a baby. I know. If they didn't teach you, the classmates taught you. Okay? Now, it's one thing if you just was having a good time like Rela. Shit got to getting, you know what I'm saying? And you got pregnant. Boom. Damn. Fuck. I'm stuck. But to be over there and it's you got to share with 3 other people. You got to be strong for that. You not strong for that. Because if you were strong for that, you would have got yourself after that baby shower. I bet you that motherfucker ain't made a thank you post to nobody that threw her that baby shower either. Because the way I would have had Callie wake up in the morning and thanks for that beautiful baby shower. You were supposed to get up and say thank you to the people that came to the baby shower. And maybe she did and I don't know. Thank you to the people. Thank you to the people who threw the baby shower. Thank you to the people who sent the gifts. You're supposed to open the gifts, share the gifts, and thank the people. And then, girl, you were supposed to go home, get your bubble bath ran. Get your bubble bath. This is how you would have made Blue think. He would have thought about it. Oh, she finna go to the crib with her mama? And she know Chrisean out here? Oh, this don't feel right. I would have definitely got that altar up out of that man's house. He already told you he's a Christian. You're violating him. You're violating my mother. You're violating him, my father. You're violating his aunts, his uncles. You're violating everybody who prays for him and loves him. Violation. You don't deserve anything. You don't deserve anything. Nobody feels sorry for you. You violated Jesus Christ. Nobody gives a fuck about you crying or feeling sad. We were all laughing. We all laughed. We're not going to feel sorry. We're going to laugh every time. Okay? Because if you're an enemy of Jesus Christ, you're an enemy of ours. And we don't feel bad for you. I'm sorry. It's bad for people that do things against Jesus Christ. The Father, the Son, or the Holy Spirit. It's a sin for us to feel bad. So we have to laugh. It's our job to laugh. Okay? So the violation was bringing the stuff in the house. I would have went home, threw all that shit outside. It would have been on the curb. Like, you know what? I was wrong. I disrespected your house. Because, you know, him and Chrisean fuck around and go to church together. You really going to be in trouble. If they start matching up Jesus and working on Jesus together, you going to be really in trouble. That's where you're going to have a problem at. That's where and if Chrisean really liked John the way she liked John, then that's where they would have met every Sunday was at the church. Okay? But I ain't gonna help nobody out over there. Anyway, I would have threw the stuff outside. Hey, boom. Apologized. Boom. Gave him the biggest thank you, hug, and kiss for the baby shower, even though it started off crazy and you was on your content, TikTok, Jock, whatever you was on. I get it. You got to get your bread. Thank you for the most beautiful baby shower. I've never had one before. How you never had a baby shower and you got a whole kid, I don't know. But anyway, I never had one before. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to go home and wait for you. Go home, take you a bubble bath, make sure the sheets is clean, make sure your baby is in the bed, give your mama a hug and a kiss and say, you know, I know that was a lot, but you know, we on some content shit. We doing our job. We doing our thing. And he should be here in a little bit. Go in the bedroom. He know your mama there. He ain't finna make you look like a fool 2 nights in a row. Get in your bed, because the man would have started thinking, why does she want to go home? Maybe she fixing to move out and have my baby like the other girl did in Baltimore. You would have had him thinking so many thoughts. Come on with it, girl. He would have had to pull up on you. He would have pulled up. Should have shut your damn mouth, gave a hug and a kiss, went home and waited with some clean sheets, because we know they dirty as fuck, with a bubble bath, took all that bullshit out your hair, let your hair down, because Jonathan don't like that. Let all your pretty curls down, put you some fresh PJs on, got your bag ready for the, you know, for the labor. I know you tried to do the little fake, like, oh, I feel a labor pain. You know, that didn't work. You shouldn't even try that. I wouldn't even try. He knew that shit. Jonathan is smarter than y'all think, girl. I used to fake cry so my kids would sweep the floor or mop. I'm just so tired and nobody helps me. And then as soon as I do that, you know, after 2 or 3 years of them mopping and sweeping and patting me on my back, then they start doing the fake cry with me. You look so ugly when you do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't have no sympathy. Their mama done drained all the sympathy, okay, girl? I used to get the floor mop, the bathroom clean, all that. Anyway, if you really wanted to get a rise out of your man, you were supposed to do something different. And going to the club and sitting there by yourself at a table, pretending like you on beat. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole belly under the table. If somebody that got shucking and driving, shooting, or anything would have popped off, here you are. He looking at you like everything for a nigga but your kids. You doing all this to be around my raggedy ass. You doing all this to be around my raggedy ass to prevent me from this other raggedy ass. And you just willing to do this. And you in here with 9 months pregnant because he didn't want Chrisean to be outside when she was pregnant. Remember that? Y'all be thinking that he really don't want y'all to be out there because he don't want y'all to shine. He don't even want his sister out there. He begged me. He don't want his sister out there. You see his sister say, you know what? You right. If he don't want his sister out there in them streets making music when he ain't around, you don't know. That's why I got to call you on the phone like, hey, bitch, I know you slow. You ain't got no diploma. Your mama a dumbass too. She got you at the club and you're 9 months pregnant. You're due next week. I'm going to give you some game. Don't drink shit. Don't drink nothing nobody hand you. I'm not lying. I text her. Damn, this lady is 9 months pregnant. Finna have my Leo grandbaby probably on my birthday. And she might fall or somebody might push her, shove her. Now the baby's slow and some more bullshit. And John is just looking at her the same way like, you a trifling ass mama. You at the club and you due next week. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was a lounge bar. If it's music and it's niggas, don't go. Now, if it's white people and they hanging around and the police and it's safe, then go. But if it's a couple gang members in the corner over there, then why would you go to that? Why would you jeopardize just to try to cock block some shit you can't cock block? I didn't call her grandbaby stupid or the R word. That's a lie. They're not stupid. They're slow. There's a difference. I never called nobody retarded, and I never that was a lie that they told you. I told you these people lie. You know why they lie? Because there's no truth in them. You a grown-ass woman. There's no need to lie. If I call somebody retarded, I just say I called the motherfucker retarded. I done called all my kids some crazy shit. Ask them. Where you think they got that mouth from? I done called my kids I might have called one of my kids retarded. No, we saw it. She called... No, I did not. I called him. Oh, you talking about somebody else? Nevaeh called Junior that. I didn't hear her call him retarded.
She didn't call that baby.
She didn't call him retarded. She did not do that. Nevaeh didn't call him retarded. She said the baby disabler. That's what I heard her say. Now, if she called him retarded, If she called him retarded, then Jonathan needs to leave her alone, because that just means that she's not fixing to help your baby if she think your baby retarded. How does a pregnant lady call a nut? I might call you retarded, but definitely not when I'm pregnant. Shit,
Yeah, for sure.
Like, is you cool?
Oh, you ain't supposed to talk no shit when you pregnant, because you don't know what the hell you got up in there.
You don't know what that last minute.
You don't know
he might come out with an extra ear, an extra nose. You don't call no girl. You need to wait until your baby come out to call somebody baby retarded. Girl, because them doctors, they be thinking, oh, they told me my baby ain't retarded. They told my baby ain't slow. Girl, it's a many of women they told that shit to. And when that baby come out, it's just retarded as it could be. So you need to wait on Jesus, honey. Because when you curse God and you say crazy stuff about God, and you worshiping idols, you got to wait to see what the devil gonna give you, baby. You got to wait and see what the devil gonna give you. Because you might be getting one of his kids, because you already said you don't fuck with God. You already said that you don't believe in Jesus. So you may not have no mercy in that delivery room. When she grabbed a knife and said, "Where is your son? He needs to be in therapy." And Blue said, "I thought I said no baby bashing." Well, you see, she picked her words kindly. She did. She said he needs to be in therapy. So what her words is why is this lady at this front door when the baby should be at therapy today? That wasn't a low blow. That was a high blow. I would have said that too. Why is the lady got time to be over here? I know they got an extra class or two that he could be at while I had his damn baby shower. I'm due next week. It's not her place. That's her man. And that's her, that she at the house, that is her place. She also antagonizing Chrisean a few months ago by telling her that Superior can walk and talk and eat, unlike Junior. What? They ain't scared at all. Girl, I don't make fun of nobody's mental health. I don't make fun of no junkies. Anything I see my kids doing, honey, I do not. I do not make fun of it. I'm sorry. If the mental health people ask me, if the weed people ask me, honey, what? This is too much for real. Brown Sugar said this is too much. You didn't know none of this either, Brown Sugar, or you did know? Oh, so that's why she grabbed that knife. She know Chrisean gonna get in that ass. She know Chrisean gonna get in that ass. Now saying somebody need to take their baby to counseling, and when people tell me, that's why your son having mental health, I'll be like, girl, you right about that. I ain't about to argue with you about something that's evident. Or your son think he's a womanizer. I'm not about to argue with you about what I know he got a problem with. He been having this problem for a long time. I praise about it. Okay, I pray that he find a wife, a good thing, a patient woman, somebody that drives him and motivates him mentally, somebody that could teach him and tell him, you don't got to do all of this for content. You got 4 baby mamas that are all very, very, what's the word? That are all very, what's the word? Y'all help me with the word. Entertaining, talented. There we go. You got 4 talented, entertaining baby mamas. You got a whole fucking show. And then on top of that, you got kids after that. You got real entertainment, but they don't trust the process of. It took me 4 years to get 100-something thousand solid subscribers on Patreon. The family stuff, and yeah, we have some family problems over there. Callie and my husband was just into it big time. Took us 30 days for me to see my grandkids. They're watching real live content. That what y'all doing? Don't nobody. We scared. Y'all scaring us. Okay, I thought Chrisean was gonna kill the lady last night. I was scared for that lady. Somebody woke me up and told me to look at that shit, and I thought Chrisean was gonna leave that lady on the goddamn floor dead. That's what I thought. And y'all keep playing with Chrisean. She haven't, just because you get your boxing license, until she had that first fight. Okay? She ain't had that first fight. She liable to knock one of y'all damn heads off. That's why you don't see me fucking going over there. Okay? So stop messing with that lady right now until she had that first fight. Then we can start talking our shit again, okay? Because them licenses ain't licensing the way they cover your ass yet. I mean, and she probably is going to whoop that lady ass eventually because, I mean, I will whoop somebody's ass and go to jail about my kids. So, honey, she probably going to get whooped, and that's going to be a good reason. Ain't none of us finna feel bad for you either. Because you could have kept talking about Chrisean and what she needed to do and what she could have and not called nobody. I didn't hear the retarded. So I really hope that, and that's probably why Jonathan is not comfortable with somebody like, how am I supposed to bring these kids in here with you and ask you to help me raise them, and you're calling them names? You're talking about the children that I need you to raise. I don't need my mama to raise them. I don't need my daddy to raise them. I need a woman that's going to be in here and help me raise these kids. So she done already fucked up her position because can't nobody trust you with their kids. You done brought the devil in. You done brought the altars in.
It's over.
And yeah, it's over. It's, you're on a time limit. You're really on a time limit because this man is going to look crazy to ask any of his other baby mamas. They're going to all come over there and jump on you together.
She had me at the altar.
You brought a whole altar in knowing this man is a Christian. Now, if he was one of them losers who didn't know Christ and was telling you I'm not a religious person, but he done told the internet and everybody on the internet that I believe in Jesus Christ. And we watched you disrespect and defile his house by bringing that bullshit in there. And just because he laughed don't mean it's fair game to laugh, because he gonna laugh at your motherfucking ass when you back over there at that shelter. It's gonna be fair game. Ha ha ha. The joke's on you.